Good morning, everybody, and this is your your Dow Jones setups for today. DAX is on my mind. I just did that video, and it's really a terrible setup. So nothing really changes here from yesterday. All that's happened is that we continued upwards, but then we sort of had a fall with buyers coming in, and they basically came in and tested the high of last week, which was at 41,550 or 41,554. I don't like the way the oscillators are at the moment here, so this is extremely overbought. We are still waiting for the Feds. I think that is critical to keep in the back of your mind. Don't try and think that you're going to second guess this at the moment. We are waiting for data. And then the second thing that you do need to keep in the back of your mind, and I'm not going to put all of them in, but each one of these weekly highs, all these fractals are going to impact price. So it's either going to be a strong zone of support that it's going to turn into, or it is going to drop below it and it is going to stay a zone of resistance. So there's a lot going on. We do have a break of this inverse head and shoulders at the moment. So there's your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. But with data coming, I'm not going to read too much into it. I want to see us come back onto structure. So let's just have a look at the daily bar just to double check if anything's changed. So it was another green bar, although it was a range bar. So again, I'm not going to read too much into that just yet. So looking at the 3 hour, oscillators are easing off, but price is not following. So this is getting interesting. I think definitely a Fed's meeting, which is happening at the moment, which we should hear the results of later tonight, is what is driving the market at the moment. The market wants a rate cut. The data is starting to indicate that consumers are squeezed. So as soon as companies start losing money and not making money, then they're going to start adjusting the market accordingly. So that's what we're waiting for, basically. Lots of sellers still coming in off the top here, and I won't say it's equally matched, but there are sellers that are staying in. This little channel is broken, which is another thing you need to keep in the back of your mind. There. If I drop down to the hour, you're going to see that pretty clearly. There you go. There's a structure we've broken, and now we're testing the underside. So normally when that happens, we roll. So there's merit for, from a price action perspective, there's merit for looking for shorts, but I've learned my lesson. Don't trade against the moving averages. If the moving averages on the hour are pointing up like this, the trend is up, and don't go against the trend. Doesn't matter what you see. If we do start breaking below the moving averages, that becomes a different story. But this is a very strong indicator for a lot of people that there is a short setup brewing. But just think trap. That's all I say. Just think trap. Because institutions will fully be aware of what retail traders are looking at, and especially inexperienced retail traders that are reading books and getting into trading for the first time. They will see the structure in the textbooks and they'll go, oh, I need to short this. The stop must be along the top here, and as soon as I test the underside, which I'm busy doing now, I'm short, and get up and walk away from the charts. Institutions will be targeting those stops, which are just above here, and they will use the data, if it is good, for an acceleration to breach those stops and continue up. So anyway, be careful. Next step, on the 15 minutes, nothing really changes here. It's very difficult to try and trade this at the moment, and you can see that when the market opened, confusion, fall, fine structure, and then sideways. So I'm still sitting on the side. Depends what the data does tonight, and that will dictate whether I'm in or out of this market. And I will delete that diagonal and not even pay attention to it, to be honest. And we need to wait to see what happens. So this zone at 41, let's just say 41.55. I think the bottom one's going to be 41.450. So 41.500. 50 points either way. That's the zone of support. If that holds tonight, then I suspect we will probably range a little bit and then grind higher. If the data is as expected, if the data is better than expected, we're going to accelerate up at a chronic rate of knots. And if the data comes out not as expected, we'll probably fall back down to come and find some support lower down, which I would be a lot more comfortable with, because that would give me a better opportunity to get in long. But anyway, that's kind of me. So I'm sitting on the sides, not interested in this. We'll take today off, and we'll pick this up tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not even going to bother tonight after the data. It's not worth it. It's going to be too volatile. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.